Turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Back with another video. So for today, we're gonna do a crazy M4 AEG build with this awesome virus, SIG MCX. We're gonna be doing a full refurbish on the internals of the gun and redoing the externals on the gun and making this thing an absolute monster. So for the externals, we have red dot sight, we have some paracord to decorate it, a new stock, a PQ box, a grip, flashlight stuff, and then for the internals, we have an upgraded inner barrel and hop-up system, tablet plate, motor, some bearings. We also have a piston upgrade, some compression upgrades, a gate tighten, gear upgrades, etc, etc, and obviously we're going to put all this on and in this gun and make this thing an absolute crazy gun. The first thing we're actually going to do with this thing is actually kind of test it out in its stock form. I'm going to go ahead and do some shooting on semi and then some full auto. Then we're going to take it outside and do a little shooting test just to see our first benchmark. This is the semi-automatic. So nothing really too impressive, but it's not too bad for a stock gun. This one is $400, so I guess you would expect it to shoot at least that well. But after some upgrades, this thing is going to be turning into an absolute crazy airsoft gun. And then this is going to be the full auto. So this is the stock format. Again, just if you guys are curious, the battery I'm using is a HPA 30 cell 11.1 24 milliamp battery. Alright, so we got our mag and battery hooked up. We're going to do a little shooting test. This is not going to really be a great indicator of accuracy or range. I'm just kind of showing you guys like how it feeds and how it like sounds and cycles with BB. So let's get just straight to it. I'm going to show you guys another kind of trigger response / full auto shooting because what I was shooting before is a little bit different of a sound than outside. So if you were to play outdoors, this is kind of what sounds like stock. Alright, so welcome to the teching booth. First up, we're actually taking this full thing apart. All the externals need to go off so we can access the gearbox. I've actually never built a SIG MCX before. I built other M4 AEGs, but this one looks to be kind of a little bit different, so bear with me if I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm sure we'll figure it out together. So first up, I'm going to be taking rid of that little pin in the front right there. That will let us get rid of this handguard and also let us access some other things in here too, so let's do that first. After I got the pin out, the handguard just slid right off. And then I also have this upper kind of wanting to come off as well. So I guess it's just this one pin holding the upper apart too, so we'll get that off right now. Alright, so this is what it looks like when you take the upper off of the gun. So we just have the hop-up and barrel assembly. And then this is the bolt catch, so you can actually use this and release the hop-up so you can adjust that. This is this mechanism right there. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to put this back in because I don't really care too much about that. I just kind of like to access it whenever, and it looks kind of cool being able to see the hop-up at all times. Alright, so next part, we just took this little pin off here that actually was in the little stock hole right there. Again, this is where I'm going to start not knowing what to do because I've never dealt with this type of stock or this kind of body before, so I'm just going to start taking off parts and see where it goes. When you get that pin off, it just slides up and off pretty easy. This looks to be a quick change spring guide right there, so we're going to go ahead and take that off, and then I think we're going to go ahead and take off the motor grip and this pin, and then from there I think the gearbox might come out, but we'll see. This quick change spring guide out, I simply just took some pliers and grabbed the ends like that. Obviously I gripped kind of anything I could on the back and then just twisted it 90 degrees and then it just kind of slid it out and it popped right out. Instead of two of these kind of pins, I'm not sure if they're trying to be intuitive or this is actually kind of efficient, but there is a little pin kind of holding the motor grip on instead of these two little motor grips that you normally see. So we're going to be taking this off and then sliding this pin right out, and it should be good to take the motor out. Alright, so we're actually going to be removing this red lead and the black one from the motor tabs, and then obviously grab this with some pliers, pull out the motor carefully, and then there's going to be two more screws opposite of each other attached to the motor grip, and then that will release the motor grip from the body and we're good to go. Alright, so actually to get out the bolt release, you're going to need to take this pin out of there, and then on this side, there's this little silver piece right here. You're going to need to actually push that down slightly, and then this actually should be able to fully be able to just take it out like so, and then that's that. Not too bad, it just kind of hard if you don't know what you're doing, so I did have to look up some videos online, but we should be good to go from there. Alright, so we actually got the mag release system all done. All we actually had to do was push this side of it in, which is on the right side of the gun. Push it all the way in. This will kind of pop out, and then try to rotate it to the left about 4 times, and that should unscrew it from this assembly. And then your spring, make sure not to lose your spring, and then this whole assembly will come off. And then the last thing we have to do is take the fire selector off. Then after that, the gearbox and the lower assembly should be separated. Last but not least, we have this little body pen in the middle right here. We're going to be hitting that out with a punch and a rubber mallet, and then I'll hopefully let you guys know which side you're supposed to hit it out of, because I think one side is ridged and one side is not. See how the front part is a little bit ridged more than the back part, so you're going to want to hit the ridged part out first, and that's how you're going to want to take out the pin. Alright, so the gearbox is out. We're going to want to take off these little gears on the outside, as well as the selector plate. And then on this side, we're going to want to take this little guy off. We're going to want to take out this screw, put pressure down so it doesn't go flying off with the spring, and then these 2 gears off as well. And then we're going to unscrew all these and get to the inside of the gearbox. So first up, guys, we're going to be taking apart everything from the inside of the gearbox, like the trigger, electronics, gears, compression, etc. We're going to make the gearbox fully naked and then replace the bearings, the gears, electronics, pretty much everything. Do a full reshimming, and then after that we're going to be replacing everything with our new parts, and I'll be updating you guys as the process goes on. And then we're going to be putting this bad boy back in the gearbox and seeing how better it shoots. Alright guys, so our first step was to actually remove the bearings. I had to actually remove everything, as you could see from the gearbox show, literally everything to get them out, because the selector plate was actually blocking some of the bearings on the other side. We got our upgraded ones, so we're going to maybe have to glue these in, but probably not, we'll see. We're going to install these new bearings, and then we're going to start getting to go on the rest of the build. And then next step, we're actually going to be installing our 13-to-1 SHS gear set, as well as using some shims, and then also finally, we have some lubricant to lube up the gearbox and the gears. And then after all that, I'll update you guys and we'll do the next step. Now we're actually going to be throwing in the Gate Titan. I'll show you guys what that looks like real quick. So here is the Gate Titan. Very nice box. I really like what they did there. Let's go ahead and take this out and put it in. Alright guys, so we have our gearbox fully assembled. We have the new full cylinder in there. I did actually have a upgraded tablet plate, but they actually broke from, I guess, the shipping, so I couldn't use that. But I have a upgraded Umbrella Army AOE corrected piston with a piston head, obviously a ring on there too. Got everything lubed up, got the new gears in, all shimmed, ready to go. Got the Gate Titan all tested and ready to go as well. The trigger's installed, the anti-reversal latch is installed as well, obviously the spring as well. So now I'm going to take the top of the gearbox, get everything back installed, and then once that's in and in the gun, I could put the spring and spring guide. But for now, this is all we need to close the gearbox, so let's go ahead and do that. Quick side note, I actually did change the cylinder back to the stock VFC one because it was the other one I actually bought. This one actually was a little too big for these little grooves. It wouldn't fit in these little grooves, so it was slightly kind of diagonal, so the gearbox shell wouldn't close, so I actually switched back to the stock VFC one. Right, so I got the gearbox fully assembled, all the screws are in, I got this part in, and these 2 gears on either side in as well. And also the selector plate. I'm going to go ahead and actually throw this into the gearbox. We have, all of our parts to actually go ahead and throw this back into the shell. But I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I'm just going to go straight to the finished product and show you guys the shooting test. And then this is going to be the motor we're going to use. It's a Ufinity CNC U30000. We got upgraded gears, upgraded motor, and a Titan Gate Titan in there. Those are like the main components. So here's the result. Then here is the auto. Alright, so we actually got our stock set up right here. Here is the stock VFC rotary hop-up, and then the stock copper barrel, I believe it's copper. And then this is the upgraded, we have a Pro and hop-up. It's R-hopped with a special nub and a Prometheus barrel. So this bad boy is going to upgrade the actual range and accuracy. So before, actually when you're putting the hop-up in this upper assembly, there's this little plastic piece that you have to go through to put it in the upper part. But basically I just had to trim it because this Pro and hop-up, actually, if you don't do that, this top part won't actually fit into this black part. So I just had to trim this black part up a little bit so that this boxy part of the Pro and can actually fit in there. Alright, so I took a Dremel. This bit is a little overkill for plastic, but that's okay. I just kind of drilled this top part up actually a little bit more, and that actually allowed us to fit the hop up, so that worked perfectly good. Alright, so I got the upper assembly kind of all installed here. This is just kind of like a plastic PEQ box. I just kind of wanted to add something on the top. I think it's pretty cheap, like 10 bucks, something like that. Just for looks, nothing special. I did add the run cam, obviously, mount, and then we have our flashlight pressure switch on the top. We added this kind of like key mod segment to the side of the rail as well, and then have this like flashlight kind of going off at a weird angle. I did this because like if you mount the flashlight up here instead of down there, it gets in the way of the run cam mount, so I just decided to do that instead. But it turned out pretty good. It feels pretty good in my hand too. And then obviously we got a red dot as well. Alright, so we're outside. We're going to do the shooting test. I actually threw on some extra stuff too. I got this kind of back sight, nothing too fancy, just thought it looked cool back there because it was just plain rail right there. Also popped open the dust cover, looks kind of cool with the Pro one peeking out there. And then one more thing, I don't like that orange kind of tip, and it's really hard to remove, and I don't want to like break anything. So I just took this kind of like old tracer that doesn't work and then took out the inside and put some foam in there, so it kind of holds onto the end of the flash hider, so it kind of looks like it's on there. So another thing I did was I got a new lipo. The lipo before, it's a little bit too strong for this build. It overspins semi a little bit, and not very much, but sometimes. So I figured it'd be a little bit safer if I just used a less powerful lipo. But let's go ahead and hook this up and give it a shooting test. I figured you guys wanted like a GoPro test, like of it on my head to kind of see the gun a little bit more, not just the run cam. So I'm gonna do that right now. I still need to figure out kind of where to put the battery and stuff because I'm just kind of holding it right now. I'm gonna have to get like a little pouch or something for it when I'm playing. Obviously, I'm not really used to front wired guns, or I need to buy a lipo that the lipo actually fits in the handguard. Right now, I'm just kind of carrying stuff because I don't want to like hurt the lipos and force them in there. I think I just need to get one the right size, but here's the gun shooting. I'll just shoot kind of closer at like this tree right here. Some auto. Back to semi. Try to spam it as fast as I can here. All right, nice. We'll do one more little kind of quick test on semi right now, just to show you guys. Obviously way faster than before, and then here is the auto. So pretty cool. Try to get a little test for you guys to see exactly how much of a trigger pull it is. Pretty cool. All right, let's go straight into a cinematic video with this gun, and I'll see you guys in the outro.
You don't, that's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight.
Alright guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this build series video. If you guys want me to do more of these, let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below too if you guys like that little cinematic clip at the end. Make sure to like the video, it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and make sure to subscribe for more videos. Also turn on post notifications to not miss an upload, and I'll see you guys in the next one.